One of the genuine fears people have at the airport is going through security. The fear of getting flagged for additional screening or setting off an alarm can induce anxiety and stress. If you're one of those people, you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 things you should definitely not wear when going through security. Let's go.
Dream vacations start here.
The first item you should avoid wearing are shoes that are difficult to take off. If you're new to the airport experience, it will be required of you to take off your shoes and place them in a bin for screening. If you're fumbling around with knotted up shoelaces or strappy sandals or some other kind of shoe that requires time to take off, you could end up holding up the line. Instead, wear shoes that are easy to slip on and off. Plus, if you're in a hurry to catch your flight, these types of shoes will allow you to save some time and get to your gate more quickly. To add to that, if you're going to be wearing sandals or flip-flops, you might want to consider bringing some socks, because the floors going through security are not the cleanest. The second item you should avoid wearing is a belt. Now, some belts either have a metal buckle or a metal clasp that will set off the metal detector, but even if your belt does not contain any metal in them, a security officer will most likely ask you to remove it anyways. It's standard procedure. If you find that your pants fall down immediately after your belt comes off, just know that it could lead to an embarrassing situation, as you'll have to raise your arms up when going through the scanner. So if you want to avoid that situation, I would recommend wearing pants that do not require a belt to be worn. The third item you should avoid wearing is a coat or jacket. This would also include bulky sweaters and hoodies. The standard rule is that these items have to be removed before going through security. You can either place your coat or jacket in a bin or stuff it in your carry-on or personal item bag. For sweaters and hoodies, if it's light and form-fitting, you'll most likely be okay to wear it through the scanner. But if it's bulky at all or has pockets where you could potentially hide something in it, then you'll be asked to remove it. Also, make sure you're wearing something underneath your sweater or hoodie in case you get asked to take it off. Otherwise, you'll be subject to a pat-down or be asked to remove it in a private screening room. To go along with this, number 4, you should always avoid wearing clothing that has excessive buckles and metal hooks. Think overalls. Something like this is going to set off the metal detectors and will slow everything down in the process. To add to this, avoid wearing undergarments with metal decorations on them. These would be best placed in your checked bag. If you have these items in your carry-on, just know that you might get some questions about them if the officers can identify what they're looking at. Number 5 for items you should avoid wearing are jewelry and or piercings. And I should clarify this because I get asked this question a lot. Simple earrings, wedding rings, maybe you have some piercings around your face somewhere. Those are going to be okay to wear through security. The ones that'll trigger an alarm are if you're wearing bulky earrings, bracelets, and multiple metal body piercings. Those you will want to avoid wearing. Now, for body piercings, you can either remove them, or if they cannot be removed, then you can either receive a pat-down or request a private screening. Number 6 is wearing something offensive. This can be kind of a gray area, but wearing offensive clothing can either warrant additional screening if security perceives your clothing to be a threat or contains a questionable message. Or what most likely happens is that you make it through airport security, but then the airline finds it offensive and will kick you off the flight. And maybe you have seen news stories where passengers have been kicked off their flight and even banned in some instances because of the message displayed on their shirt. Don't let this happen to you. Don't wear something that people might take offense to. If you're not sure, ask yourself, would you wear this to a school or at a family restaurant? And if the answer is no, then consider something else to wear. Number 7 is to avoid complicated hairstyles that require lots of hairpins. Those hairpins will set off the metal detectors and you may require additional screening as a result. Bows, hair clips, wraps, clip-in extensions, and even wigs can have the same effect, which can lead to an inspection of your hair. So keep your hairstyle simple and avoid adding any clips or hairpins to your hair. Number 8 is avoid wearing a hat. This includes baseball caps, winter hats, cowboy hats. Whatever you choose to wear will need to come off when going through security. The exception is if you're choosing to wear headwear for personal or religious reasons. These can be kept on during screening. However, if what you're wearing does trigger an alarm, you'll be asked to go to a private room to remove the headwear, and unfortunately, there's no way around this. Number 9 on the list is baby carriers. If you plan to carry your baby through security using a baby carrier, make sure you have one that can go through the scanner without setting off any alarms. If you use a soft body carrier that does not have any metal buckles on it, you won't have to take this off when going through security, and the baby can stay with you the whole time. If you're using a frame carrier, this will have to be removed and placed in the x-ray machine to be scanned, so make sure you know what you're getting yourself into and are prepared if you plan to take a framed carrier. And number 10 is wearing a medical brace. Now I know this is something that can't necessarily be taken off, but I wanted to add it to the list in case you run into this situation. If you need to wear a brace, a prosthetic, or other wearable device, make sure you obtain a note from your doctor that clearly states that you need the device. If you can remove it, do so and allow airport security to inspect it, or you can send it through the X-ray scanner. If you can't or won't remove the device, you're not required to take it off, but you should definitely let the security officers know that you have it so they can properly inspect it. And if you have any questions about the information I just covered, make sure to post those questions in the comment section of this video, and I'll respond to those. And make sure you check out some of my other videos that may be helpful to you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you again in a future video.